Let's flip sides of the ball. Browns defense, this has to be a concern. The Commanders, just their running style. What do you see they like to do running the football?
Well, they do a lot of interesting stuff. One is it's going to look very similar to the Browns' offense the last couple of years. They do a lot of 13 personnel, really like the receivers. They got their tight ends are Logan Thomas, John Bates, and Cole Turner, very big, aggressive guys. And what you see here is you're going to see a split zone. But what they do differently is they insert a tight end. So the guy in the bottom is going to cut off like a normal zone. But the guy at the top tight end, he's actually going to insert and block the linebacker. Now, what that does, it allows the offensive linemen not to come off their double teams, and they can just take that double team and run it into the ground. And that's a concern for the Browns because they've struggled with normal double teams. But a lot of times, the way to beat the double team is that the offensive lineman is not sure who's going to come off. Really cool thing for the Redskins here is that they insert a guy. They don't have to leave the double team, and they can get some great movement. And Charles Leno, Andrew Noel, their offensive line, they're very aggressive run blockers. They do struggle with some pass protection at times, but as run blockers, they're very aggressive, very aggressive.
Another thing that is a concern, they have a pretty effective combination as far as wide receivers go with Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin.
A number of things here. So first of all, they do a very good job in the red zone of creating concepts. So this is going to just be a little curl smash concept. So they're going to take the tight end, and because the safety is tight, because it's the red zone, the tight end's going to sit right on the goal line. And as he sits, the safety sits with him, and Jahan Dotson's going to run a little corner route behind him. This is a red zone specialty. Obviously the safeties will be deeper if they're in the middle of the field, but they do a very good job. And they do a great job getting Dotson, McLaurin, who I think is an outstanding receiver, and even Curtis Samuel, who runs some jet sweeps. So they have a very diverse group there who are all very good in the red zone, and they do a very good job of scheming it up and getting these guys open.
All right, so the Browns will face Carson Wentz. They know that Wentz has been named the starter again after Tyler Heineke started and struggled the last couple of games. What do the Browns want to do? They want to make the Commanders one-dimensional? Is that kind of what we're talking about?
Absolutely. I think they need the crowd line of scrimmage. I think they need to force those corners to play man, Ward, get those guys in man coverage. They struggle. So a couple of things here. First of all, Wentz, I've always liked Carson Wentz, but how he has an issue with turnovers, and he can make all the throws, but if he's forced to, win the game, it's a struggle for him. Another thing, even though Leno and Norwell and these guys are very good at run blocking, they do struggle in one-on-one pass protection, and they leave him out there a bunch by himself. Leno versus Myles Garrett is a mismatch in favor of the Browns. If you can get Lentz into third and medium, third and long situations, he will make mistakes, especially if he is pressured. So the Browns need to play a little bit more man coverage. I think they can press these guys. I think they're good matchups. Even though the receivers are good, I think they're good matchups for the Browns. And if they can make them one-dimensional and put the onus on Wentz to beat them, I think they have a very good chance of winning the game.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And you alluded to it. Wentz has shown he'll take a chance and turn the football over, and that's something the Browns defense will need to do. A couple turnovers would go a long way.
Yeah, they just they need to create some momentum, and it helps that offense. The offense is just not clicking the way I think it will here eventually, obviously going into next year. Getting a turnover and creating a short field and getting some momentum for that offense is something that'll get this Browns team going, and I think it's got to start with the defense. Everybody's talking about offense, but I think it's got to start with the defense, and this is a great week. Pressure Wentz, create some turnovers, get some short fields, and kind of get this offense rolling.